Okay, this is a quick video on a mod you can do to your Megasquirt. What I have here is two active alarm buzzers, and I've connected them to the Megasquirt via this DB15, and I've got them programmed to go off. This one here, where is it? This one here goes off if the engine temperature gets too high, and this one is actually, I program it, it can be programmed for basically anything. I have it programmed right now for the throttle position. And it helps me tune the engine. But this one here for the engine temperature, that's a really cool mod. And I think you know, if you can go ahead and put one of these on. Now the buzzer itself is called an active focus. Anyways, the buzzer itself is called an active buzzer, and you can get these on eBay. I don't know, between $3 and $5. The difference between an active and a passive is this one only needs 5 volts and ground, and it'll make a tone. The passive ones, they don't make any sound. They're like little speakers. But you want to get an active buzzer, and this is one type, and they make them without the board. So there you go. Now this one here, because I use it for several different things, I've made it so that even though the Megasquirt triggers it, I can turn it off. So because it will get annoying. Now this is the Megasquirt 3.57 main board. That's a Megasquirt 2. And right now for today, I got it hooked to a simulator so I can show you how this works. There we go. There's the coolant temperature, and I'm going to go ahead and run the temperature up, and you can hear the alarm. It should go off, I think, at 150. Alright, so that's kind of annoying, right? But that'll get your attention. And we'll back that down down to there. And the same thing with the throttle position. Depending on what you're doing, I have it set for 10%. It was the last test I was running, but you can program this particular thing to anything you want. I just have it for throttle position. And the mods are fairly simple. I'll put a link in under the video thing to show you where the build thread is, but basically the mods were just on this 3.57 board was just putting 2 wire jumpers in. One, I believe the first wire, this one here, is the coolant temperature, and this one is the throttle position. This one's something else. I'll show you that in a minute. That's pretty cool. But yeah, you just add the jumpers, the wire jumpers, and set up the program, and that's it. Now to set up the program or set up the thing, let's see if I can get this on the video. You want to go to Boost Advance, click on that, and all the way down here to that, and that'll open this window. And for this one, I've got for the coolant temperature alarm, it's that it's just remapped the LED, and I just send it to the buzzer. Now the LED drivers can't really supply a lot of power, so it can drive an LED, or it can drive these little buzzers. You don't need an extra transistor to do this. There's plenty of, I guess what I'm trying to say is the Megasquirt can do that easily, but not much more. So, I mean, the little buzzer is fine, but don't try to put anything else on that line. And I also have this one here, that's the throttle position alarm, but let's just concentrate on that one. I just enabled it, and then there's a drop-down menu here. I selected coolant, and then I put the threshold. In this case, I put 150 degrees because my simulator won't go up to the I believe it was 210 is where the real alarm is, and that has to do with my calibration. So I just dropped it down for the video. And the hysteresis is I have a 2 degree hysteresis, which that might get a little annoying, but you might want a 5 or 10 degree hysteresis, who knows. But I 2 is good enough for me. And you're not really limited to just coolant. You could also add additional conditions, using an or statement or an and statement and stuff like that. So you can stack a bunch of conditions to cause an alarm to go off. So if it's just coolant or coolant and something else and yada yada yada. So that's pretty cool. And that's pretty much it. I mean, you just, the coolant goes up, the alarm goes off, and same with the throttle position. Turn that, and of course, the way I have it hooked up is, I mean, even though the alarm's on, I can turn it off. And that's because, you know, for the throttle position, you're always going to be over 10%. So, if I'm doing a special tune where I need to be under 10%, I'll leave that on, and I'll just modulate the throttle just so the alarm doesn't come on, and I know I'm at like 10%, and that's good. Now, the other thing I wanted to show you is this thing here. Now, this is technically a buzzer, but it's a It's a programmable buzzer, and this one will play MP3 files. So what you do is you just generate an MP3 file with maybe Audacity, just hack together a file, and I think it goes up to 15 seconds. And when this thing gets triggered, it'll play the file, and you know, you can have it say stuff. So this one here runs on 12 volts, not the 5 volts that the buzzers run on. So this one, I have it rigged. I had rerouted one of my idle air control lines, which is here. I don't use idle air control, so I just remapped it to the DB15, and I'm pulling the ground off, I believe, pin 1 or 2. Yeah, 1 and 2 is ground, so this is 12 volts, and then pin 1 and 2 on the DB15 is ground. And then that one, let's go here. Where the heck is it? Oh, idle air control 1, and that one I programmed. So for that, because I have 2 alarms, I have to enable that. So give me a second, and I will. Okay, so I enabled it. Now I'm going to run. This one's programmed to go off at, what is it, 100 degrees. It's not very realistic, but for the video, that's what I set it to. And so let's take it up to 100.
Engine temperature high. Cooling fan has been switched on.
Yeah, that's pretty annoying. But I mean, you can shut up. I mean, you can make it say anything. For this one, I just put together something in Audacity. But yeah, you can make it say anything. You know, danger to manifold or whatever. But I don't know. It's cool. I mean, who has a talking Megasquirt? I do, but who else? I don't know. But there you go. So you can do that. Anyways, the bottom line is, at the very least, I would recommend, if you're putting together your own Megasquirt or doing whatever, is because this buzzer is actually connected to the LED line. Who looks at the LEDs? And you can actually just get a little bit more practical use out of the Megasquirt by putting an alarm in if your engine should overheat. And I mean, that's a pretty big deal. So it's an easy mod, and like I said, I'll put a link at the bottom of the video thingy, or whatever that stuff is, and that'll show you where the build thread is with the wiring diagrams on how to do this. But this is just a quick video. Let's see, there you go, and enjoy.